Peace. I'm glad you could tune in. My name is Alicia Jefferson. This is Self Centered Wellness, and I'll be with you for the next 15 minutes or so. I'd like to explore the theme do different to feel different. Do different to feel different. So let's get into it. I was having a conversation with a young woman not so long ago, a few weeks ago, and she was expressing how she was over it all. It's the phrase she used, and I've heard many other people use that phrase. I'm just over it all right? And we begin to, unpack that. What you mean? What you talking about? Over what? And it came down to meaning the life she was living. And we kept talking about things she was doing and that sort of thing. But I later thought about that phrase, over it all, and my thoughts went to other phrases. I'm tired of all this. I just want to end to all of this. Different phrases I've heard people using, which are indications of they're ready for something new, something different, wanting something new, wanting something different, wanting a different type of life, different experiences, a different type of life experience. So I was thinking about that, and then my thoughts went on to suicidal thoughts and conversations I've had with people, a few people around suicidal thoughts, suicide ideation, and the fear that loved ones have for their loved ones, right, who are living in a way that puts them in harm's way. And their loved ones are saying, they're on a path of destruction. I think they'll be dead soon, right? So I was thinking about these different situations where someone is at a point in life where they are calling out and crying out or acting out in a way that says they want a new way of living. Thinking in a way that says they want a new way of living. Over it all. Tired of it all. Want an end to it all. Suicidal thoughts. Depression. Do different to feel different. When we are in a place of feeling over it all, tired of it all, over the way we have been living, fed up with the way we have been living, overwhelmed by the way we've been living, and thoughts of it'd be better if I wasn't even here anymore. It would be better for everyone around me if I were no longer here anymore. It would be better for me. It would be better for my husband, better for my wife, better for my children, better for everyone if I were no longer here. I'm over it all. I'm a burden to everyone. What purpose do I have to continue? What's the reason? All of these thoughts are a cry for a new way of living. So when we begin to feel this way and think this way, or our loved ones are feeling this way, expressing this, or they've stopped expressing how much they are over it all, but they've withdrawn. They've isolated and withdrawn. It's a cry for a new way of living. A cry that it's time to do different, to feel different. Now, those may be extreme thoughts, and doing different to feel different doesn't always have to mean in extreme situations of wanting to end one's life. But if we're feeling invalidated, worthless, overwhelmed, fed up, bored, depressed, lost, uncertain, exhausted, when we choose to begin to do different, then we will feel different. The doing something different is taking steps to bring about a different life experience, which in turn brings about different feelings, different emotions. You want to experience different, you're going to have to do different. Do different to feel different. If you've been playing a role, you're tired of that role, it's not empowering you. In fact, it's draining you, causing you pain, sickness, frustration. You're not happy in your relationships or the relationships where you're playing that role or those roles. Do different to feel different. I always encourage baby steps. You take baby steps to let go of that role. Begin to do different. Do differently in your relationships and with yourself. If you're not a walker, begin walking. If you drive everywhere you go, park a little farther from your destination and walk. You will begin to feel different. If you don't drive, you have limited mobility, in whatever way you can, begin to move differently. Meaning, if you don't move much, move a little more. If you can't walk, move something else. If it's not your legs, move your other body parts. Do different to feel different. Validate your own existence. If we're looking for someone else to make us feel worthwhile, worthy, and valuable, then we can begin to do those things for ourselves. Do things that make us feel good, and we will begin to feel good. Do things that bring about a good feeling. If it's been so long since you felt that way, remember what you used to do to feel good. When you were a child, when you were a younger person, a teenager, a young adult, what have you. Healthy, productive things that made you feel good can be little things. Listening to certain music, dancing a little, even cleaning up. Some people use that as a way to exercise, working out. Do different to feel different. As we take baby steps, small steps, incremental steps, 5 minutes here, 10 minutes here, builds to 15 minutes here. Doing different, we will begin to feel different. We will be sending a message to ourselves that we have value, we have worth, we deserve this new life experience. We'll be sending that message to ourselves, and we will begin to feel good. As we do different, we will feel different. And when we begin to do different for ourselves and start feeling good, playing those roles that drain us, exhaust us, make us sick, we'll start letting those roles go. We will begin to do different in our relationships. Maybe we'll bring an end to some relationships. We'll bring an end to how we relate to ourselves and to others. And that's the death. The death of the roles. So I said some of us are concerned for our loved ones who may be living dangerously or who have withdrawn. They may have attempted suicide or seem to have expressed it in some way. Maybe they said, I'm over it all. I'm tired of all this. I want to end to it all. It is time for a death of the role or the roles they've been playing. It is time to bring about a new life experience in baby steps. And we all have to do it for ourselves, but for our loved ones who seem to be stuck in a rut, stuck in depression, withdrawn, isolated, and it seems we can't do anything to help. Ultimately, yes, they have to do it for themselves. We can pray for them, send positive thought out for them. Even I heard something so great recently. the brother guy was talking, Watkins, Light Watkins. He said, dedicate a workout to someone. That was my first time ever hearing that. You know how there's walks for cancer, or walks for kidneys, um, and you get a sponsor and you walk for someone you know who's a survivor of breast cancer or kidney transplant or something. He encouraged or offered a suggestion on dedicating your workout to someone. So if we have loved ones that we are concerned about, that they've withdrawn or are living dangerously or seem close to death in some way, or we fear that they are possibly considering suicide from how they are living or the lack of living they are doing, we can dedicate our doings to them. It's like praying for them. Dedicate your exercise for that day, or, to them. Dedicate your meditation to them. Dedicate your breath work to them. It's a way of sending them positive energy, so to speak. It's a way of sending a prayer out for them. But we can begin to take baby steps for ourselves, doing different to feel different. I like to pause, take a few deep breaths, inhale and exhale 3 times with me. One more. If you have gotten to a place where you're over it all, tired of it all, want an end to it, exhausted, overwhelmed, drained by the roles you're playing, I encourage you, do different to feel different. Even if your thoughts have been suicidal, and maybe you've shared those suicidal thoughts with others, and they've been afraid or didn't know how to respond. I would encourage you not to be afraid of the thoughts, but to look at them as a call to do differently so that you will feel different. And as you begin to feel different, your thoughts will become about living and not death and dying and killing yourself off. Let it be a death to the role you've been playing, a death to the way you've been living. Allow it to be a call, a push to a new way of living. Do different. Baby steps. Do different. Baby steps. whether it's going for a walk, listening to some good music, whatever that means to you. It could be jazz, it could be classical, could be country, could be R&B, could be the drums. If it's dancing, if it's coloring, something you used to enjoy doing, that now maybe you've forgotten you enjoyed it. It's been so long since you've done anything that you truly enjoyed. Sitting out, looking up at the bright blue sky or the dark star-filled sky. Do different to feel different. Taking some deep breaths. Exhaling out loudly. Do different to feel different. You are worth it. You have value. You deserve to have an experience that causes you to want to embrace life more and more. Over it all, done with it all, wanting into it all, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a call to newness. Do different to feel different. I like to end as I began. Peace. I'm glad you could tune in. My name is Alicia. This is Self-Centered Wellness. Until next time.